Welcome back to the Detroit Tigers franchise on MLB the Show 20. It is the last day of summer. The Tigers are going out to Comerica Park to host the Chicago White Sox in a game where the White Sox are one game up on the Red Sox for the second wild card spot. So this is a big one for them as the Tigers try and play spoiler on in the last game of the year. And honestly, Detroit overachieving this year, in my opinion, as they are going to finish the year a few games over 500, where we kind of thought that 500 was really a stretch goal coming in. We are actually going to get to see an entire game with Tarik Skubal on the hill. So after the recording failure in the last episode, we are actually going to catch all of this one. He has pitched pretty well. We did have a little bit of a recording mishap for whatever reason. The transitions between clips didn't process appropriately, so they're kind of just like short and choppy. But anyway, here we go. Two batters now in the first inning. It's Tim Anderson. He gets a fastball right down the chute on a 2-0 pitch. That's going to be a ground roll double as it bounces over the wall. But Skubal, again, the location here not very good. Lucky he's getting that ball back. Then it's Eloy Jimenez. He lifts one deep to center field, but that is not going to do it. Would be caught out there by Reyes for the final out of the first, and we go to the bottom of the inning. As we see on the hill for the White Sox is Carlos Rodon. He's got a 13-7 record over 32 starts this year, 204 innings pitched, the ERA sitting at 3.88. Pretty respectable year for the lefty. And starting things off would be Niko Goodrum, 3-2 pitch. He hits a ground ball to short. Anderson backhands, throws the first, and that's one away for the Tigers. Now looking at Miguel Cabrera, last game of the year, he's got 22 home runs, and if you remember, he needs 23 on the season to get to that 500 plateau. So we got another milestone watching this episode as Miguel Cabrera chasing some history. 3-2 pitch inside, he did not go, so that's going to be a walk, and the Tigers have their first base runner. Next up is C.J. Cron. He takes a ball 4 inside, so now 2 walks for Rodon in the inning, and the Tigers have first and second. Then David Bodie gets a 2-2 fastball on the inner half, and he annihilates that one. That goes into the left field bleachers, a no-doubter. 12th of the year for Bodie, makes it 3-0 as the Tigers jump out to the lead in this one. Rodon not happy with himself. That's a pitch he'd like to have back, as that was just right down the middle. Then it's Jeimer Candelario. He draws a walk, so 3 walks in the inning. Command is definitely a struggle at the moment. Only 1 hit, but he's allowed 3 runs. And now the next batter is Lawrence Walker with 2 down. He takes that one barely over the right field wall. Second hit of the game for the Tigers, and they lead this thing 5-0 already, as that is the 12th home run of the year for Walker, who has done pretty well since coming back up from AAA just a few weeks ago. We move on to the top of the second, and Skubal still out there, 2 down now. That's a ground ball up the middle. Nice play by Goodrum to end the threat there. And now on the bottom of the second, 2 down for Cameron Maybin. He goes up and gets a fastball. That's up the middle for a base hit. So the Tigers threatening again now with a 2-out base runner in the inning. Then it's Miguel Cabrera. Fastball away. He hits it hard, but that's right at the second baseman. Over to short for the out, and that would do it for the Tigers. Now on to the third. 1 away for Danny Mendick. He hits the ball through the right side and into right field for a 1-out single. So the White Sox with a base runner here, and he's got some speed. First pitch, that's a slide step from Skubal, and they get him trying to steal second. So nice job by the Tigers lefty there as you see the move, and they get Mendick on a real close play trying to swipe the bag there. So now 2 down. Next ball is hit well. That's going to get over the head of Walker in left. So Mendick may have scored there, but instead it's just a runner on second and 2 down. Now it's Yoan Moncada, 3-2 pitch. He hits one deep to left. This ball is going back to the track, to the wall. Maybin has some trouble with it out there, but he does make the catch for the final out of the inning. That ends the threat as we head to the bottom of the third, still 5-0 Tigers. Tigers would go scoreless in their half. Skubal back out there, a 2-strike pitch to Jimenez gets him checking this where he could not hold his swing, and the White Sox go scoreless. On to the bottom of the fourth with 1 away. It's Jake Rogers. Hits one past the diving Tim Anderson into left field for a single. Now with 2 down, That's a ball 4 to Nico Goodrum. Would make it first and second now, 2 outs for Cameron Maben, but the White Sox are going to the bullpen already in this one, as that's going to do it for Carlos Rodon. They would turn to Dylan Cease, I think is how that's pronounced. He's got 61 appearances this year and 145 innings. That is insane for a relief pitcher. But he gets the job done here as with 2 outs. Maben just pops that one up into shallow center. And we go to the top of the 5th now. Skubal still throwing well as he gets the strikeout there for the first out of the inning, his second strikeout. On to the bottom of the 5th. Miggy watch. It's 2-0 pitch. He gets one to hit, goes back up the middle with it for a single, but he still needs that home run for that elusive 500th for his career. What a way to end the season that would be. Next batter, C.J. Cron hits one hard over the shortstop's head and into the gap. It's going to go all the way to the wall. Miguel Cabrera going to come around and try to score, and they will not make a throw. So it is, well, he does decide to make it late, but it is 6-0 Tigers in this one. Next batter is Jeimer Candelario. That pitch looks pretty good, but it's called ball 4. Sets up the double play, though. It's now first and second for Lawrence Walker. He draws a walk as well. That loads the bases. Now 1 out in the inning, and Cease in trouble. Now it's Jake Rogers. He goes back up the middle. It's going to be a 4-6-3 double play to end the inning. But the Tigers still lead this thing 6-0 as we go to the top of the 6th. Skubal still out there, gets a looking strikeout there for the second out of the inning, his 3rd K of the ball game, as he has held the White Sox scoreless through 6 innings now. On to the bottom of the 6th. Leadoff hitter is Victor Reyes. He draws a walk. So command has been a problem for the White Sox staff in this one. Then it's Nico Goodrum. He hits this ball into the gap. That's going to go all the way to the wall out there in deep right center. That's Triple's alley as he is going to get into 3rd with a RBI triple. It is now 7-0. Still nobody out in the inning. 1 away now for Miguel Cabrera as he's still chasing that 500 home run mark. Gets a 2-1 fastball. That was hittable, but he tried to pull it, gets under it. That's popped up in foul territory for the second out. And with the score where it is this late in the game, the Tigers might have to rally to get him to the plate again, because they're only probably going to get to bat for 8 innings. So C.J. Cron helps here as he delivers an RBI single, makes it 8-0. And we go to the 7th. 2 down now, and Skubal still out there pitching well as he has now got 7 scoreless innings against the best offense in all of baseball. Great day for the lefty as he has only allowed 3 hits through 7 innings. The story now is going to be whether or not the Tigers are able to get Miguel Cabrera to the plate again. Here's Jake Rogers. A 1-2 pitch. It's a hang and breaking ball. He hits it deep to left, but that stays in the park, and the Tigers go 1-2-3 in the 7th. So that certainly doesn't help Miggy's chances of getting another plate appearance. 2 outs in the 8th now. This ball is hit deep to center field. Victor Reyes going back, tries to make some kind of crazy Jim Edmonds dive and catch going away from home plate, but that is going to short hop the wall. It's a stand-up double and a runner in scoring position now for Danny Mendick. Swinging at 95-mile-an-hour heat up out of the zone to end the inning, and we go to the bottom of the 8th. First batter, Victor Reyes. He hits one into left. Hit it well, but that's right at the left fielder, and that's the first out. They need 1 base runner to get Miggy to the plate again this inning. And here's Nico Goodrum on a 2-0 pitch. He hits one to straightaway center, but they were playing him to pull. That gets down, bounces over the wall for a ground roll double, and that should get Miguel Cabrera one more chance to bat here in this ball game and maybe get that 500th home run. Just for a little bit of icing on the cake, Cameron Maben going to send one into the gap. That's going to be an RBI double. It is now 9-0, 1 out, and here comes Miguel Cabrera. Last at bat of this season here in 2020. Can he get it done? We're going to watch the entire at bat. First pitch is a changeup right down the chute, but he lays off as Dane Dunning kind of gets out in front with just a get-me-over changeup there. So he's at least giving him something to hit. Next pitch. Breaking ball right down the chute, and Miguel Cabrera takes that one. Man, that was a hanger, and you got to believe he's not going to get another one like that. So now with an 0-2 count, Dunning throws a changeup up and out of the zone. Kind of one of those ones where when you first see it, you think it's a fastball, and then it just, stops on you like Bugs Bunny in a cartoon. And that is not a normal swing you see from Miguel Cabrera. Skubal out there to complete this game in the ninth as he pitches an absolute gem to end the season for the Tigers. They do win this one, and then it would be up to Boston to see if they could play their way into a one-game playoff to get that wild card position. But Skubal is definitely going to get the game ball in this one, as this young left-hander threw an absolute terrific ball game. We'll take a look at some of the final statistics here in this one. But before we do, one more look at the line score there. Just 6 hits for Chicago. The Tigers end the season on a positive note with a 9-0 victory over a solid opponent. There you go, final look at Skubal's numbers, but Carlos Rodon, 3 2/3, 4 hits, 4 walks, 5 earned, not the kind of way you want to finish the season. 3 hits for C.J. Cron, including a double and a couple of RBIs. 11 hits and 7 walks total for the Tigers. The only strikeout was Miguel Cabrera, the last at-bat of the season for the Tigers, and he went down swinging. And so Bodie hits a home run, his 12th. Walker got his 12th of the year. And again, Tarik Skubal, strong outings from him to finish the season. Final look at the standings. The Yankees win 98 games. They take the American League East by 9.5. The Red Sox lost their last game of the season. They won 7 out of 10 down the stretch, but they needed that one more on the last day of the season and just didn't get it. The Indians take the AL Central by 3 games over the Twins. The White Sox getting that second wild card position as we just discussed, and the Tigers with 84 wins. Pretty impressive for a ball club that was the worst in all of baseball last year. So signs of some optimism, I guess, to look forward to in the upcoming season. So we'll see what they do in the offseason to hopefully get just a little bit better and put them over the top. Moving on to the American League West, probably the surprise of the entire league as the Angels win this division by 11 games. The Astros went 86 and 76, not terrible, but finishing 11 back. The Nationals win 100 games to easily take the East. The Phillies kind of a disappointing showing at 82 and 80. The Cubs take the Central at 99 and 63, and the Cardinals get the wild card. You remember those are the 2 teams that we were involved with in terms of trades, and they both make the playoffs. The Dodgers win 112 games, as this game just MLB the Show just loves the Dodgers. They win 100-plus games every year, it seems like. The Rockies, 93 wins. They get a wild card, so an impressive year for them. Looking again at those trades, just to kind of give you an idea, Michael Fulmer ended up winning 13 games, pitched 197 innings, and he was pretty solid. That whip is respectable, the ERA down below 4, and they got their money's worth out of him, as he's now up to a 79 overall. So that worked out for the Cubs, or for the Cubbies. Then Jonathan Scope, pretty much exactly what you would expect from Jonathan Scope. He hits 253 with 24 home runs. The OPS sitting in the mid to high 700s. So that worked out for them. Looking at the final stats for the Tigers in terms of the bats, Miguel Cabrera, solid year, 307 average, 22 home runs, one shy of getting him to that 500 mark. He drove in 75. Elvis Vizcaíno quietly had a good year for us. He missed a fair amount of time down the stretch, but an OPS of 801 is pretty darn solid, and he's probably going to see some playing time next year if he keeps doing that. David Bodie, right at 800 with his OPS. He was pretty solid and consistent for us since coming over from the Cubs, so I like what we got in him, and I think we can get a 20 homer type year if he gets more playing time next season. Kristen Stewart did very well. In 137 at bats, he hit right at 299, 4 home runs. Cameron Maybin, very good year for him at 32 years old. 280, 16 home runs and 27 steals, probably the best year of his career, honestly. Nico Goodrum, solid. He really had some pop. 17 home runs in 480 at bats for a guy that's not necessarily known for his offensive prowess. We'll take that. C.J. Cron did well down the stretch, got the OPS up to 721, but we need him to be better when he's only platooning, playing against lefties, and he's supposed to crush them. He's got to do better than 225. Bonifacio was just okay pretty much all year, although the power number's not bad. 13 homers and 321 at bats. We'll take that. Candelario was just decent for us. Dawo Lugo, He did okay. He was really doing well coming out of the gates, but then kind of fizzled in limited time anyway. Sheldon Nweze finishes the year on the IL. He never quite got it going, but overall not terrible, and he's still pretty young. Jake Rogers ended up doing pretty well. He only hit 241, but 8 homers. While platooning is not that bad for a catcher. Castro, just a singles machine. That's all he does, and he does it okay. But I'd like to see that average and the on base percentage come up a little bit. Austin Romine struggled pretty much all year. And then Beckham only played limited innings. Victor Reyes, the biggest disappointment on this team. His OPS at 547 across 509 at bats is just unacceptable, and he's going to have to be better. He is going to see some time on the bench or even in the minors next season. Looking at the pitching, Jordan Hicks, very solid numbers from him. He's probably going to be our closer next year because Arodys Vizcaíno just kind of fizzled down the stretch. Jordan Balazovic, a very, very solid year for a rookie to go 15-5 and 207 innings pitched with those kind of numbers in terms of ERA and WHIP is extremely impressive. Daniel Norris ended up putting together a pretty good season, winning 12 games and an ERA of 3.79 with a 1.26 WHIP. Vizcaíno gets 44 saves on the year. He came out of the gates really hot and then was just okay from about the All-Star break on. But we'll take those numbers from him. Alex Wilson, strong year, 75 innings of work and a WHIP of 1.27. Joe Jimenez was either strikeout or trouble, 100 Ks on the year, but he's got to figure out his command ultimately if he's going to be effective on a regular basis. Tim Meza was kind of up and down all year, but ultimately not a bad year for that free agent that we picked up in the offseason. Matthew Boyd was Mr. Consistency. He was never tremendous. He was never bad. Leads this team in innings pitched with 215 and 2/3 on the year. Ivan Nova, who cares? Xiaoqing Chang never really got it going either, but he ultimately was never like really bad for a long stretch. He was just never really good for a long stretch. Spencer Turnbull is about what we would have expected from him. He's still got, some development to do to be, a really solid starter. And then Gregory Soto was doing pretty good for a while, but then really struggled down the stretch. So we're going to have to get some left-handed relief help in the offseason. Looking at the league leaders, Mike Trout takes the batting title, nudged out his teammate in David Fletcher with a 328 batting average, so not super surprised to see him at the top of that list. Miguel Cabrera, 9th in the league, so not bad there. Tim Anderson led the league in hits. There's Miguel Cabrera, tied for 3rd on that list, so that's impressive for the 36-year-old. Let's see here. He also was 5th in at-bats, so that certainly helped. Tim Anderson, 48 doubles, is tops there. Triples goes to Adalberto Mondesi with 9. Home runs, Yordan Alvarez with 54. That's an impressive total there. And RBIs goes to Eloy Jimenez with 129. There you see Mike Trout 2nd there. So he won the batting title, 2nd in RBIs, and tied for 4th in home runs. So another solid season from arguably, well, not arguably, he is the best player in baseball. It is hands down. Jonathan Villar with 46 stolen bases, tops in the AL. On-base percentage champion is Domingo Santana. There's Jimenez with the highest slugging. Mike Trout 2nd there, and Mike Trout tops in OPS. Wins, 19 for Zach Plesac, 19 as well for Luis Severino. Nobody 20-game winner in the American League. We'll see if there is in the National League. 55 saves for Hansel Robles. That is impressive. And there's Vizcaíno 2nd in the American League with 44. Zach Greinke, the ERA leader. Sitting 4th on this list is Jordan Balazovic, our rookie, and definitely a strong candidate for Rookie of the Year. He's also sitting there tied for 3rd along with Daniel Norris in home runs allowed with just 17. Pretty solid. Zach Greinke with 6 shutouts. Garrett Cole edges out Chris Sale for the strikeout king title in the American League. There you see Matthew Boyd with 212, 10th best in the league. That's kind of a surprise. I didn't really think of him as a guy that notches a ton of strikeouts. Zach Greinke with 9 complete games, and obviously for that reason, tops in the league in innings pitched. And there's Matthew Boyd 8th on that list, and Jordan Balazovic not far behind in 11th. So heavy workload for a rookie, honestly. Whip leader is Zach Greinke. He had quite a year, 16 wins, A whip like that, that's impressive. And Shane Bieber gets the pitching war crown. There's Jordan Blazevich 7th. Daniel Norris 9th. That's kind of surprising. And there's Matthew Boyd sitting at 15th. So we had 3 pitchers in the top 15 in war. We will take that all day long. No surprise here. Mike Trout is the batting war leader in the American League, which he seems to be there pretty much every season. I think he's never had worse than 3rd except for the year where he was hurt a few years back, and I think he finished like 10th that year. Anyway, Christian Yelich got the batting title. Ronald Acuna, 42 home runs, best in the National League. Also led the league in RBIs. Mookie Betts scores 109 runs. Trey Turner, 49 steals. Eric Thames, 100 walks. That's impressive. There's Yelich with the on-base percentage, slugging, and OPS championship. So strong year from him. 17 wins for 3 different pitchers here, as you see Scherzer and Kershaw at the top of that list. Not a huge shock there. Kenley Jansen, 49 saves, with Scott Oberg at 48 in Colorado. Anyway, Walker Buehler, 2.31 ERA. Very solid for the youngster there. There's Max Scherzer, wins another strikeout title with 273. Innings pitched, Clayton Kershaw, 228, so they're getting their money's worth out of that guy. He's been a workhorse for them for years and continues to pitch well in LA. Walker Buehler, 15-2, the whip, .98. That is very impressive. Another reason why the Dodgers continue to win 100-plus games. Anyway, Kyle Hendricks gets the championship in terms of pitching war for the year. And it's a statistics that I honestly just don't understand for the most part. It seems like somebody always wins it that necessarily you wouldn't think of as being that. Anyway, most valuable player, Eloy Jimenez in the American League, 322, 51 bombs, 129 RBIs. Alvarez and Trout in the running there. Garrett Cole gets the Cy Young over his teammate Luis Severino. Severino had 3 more wins, but Cole had the better ERA and 52 more strikeouts. So I'm actually surprised that MLB The Show didn't give that to Severino, but it is what it is. Trout wins the batting title. Robles gets reliever of the year. Vizcaíno not even on the list. Blazevich, rookie of the year, and it probably wasn't even close. Hank Aaron Award goes to Mike Trout. Gold Glove for pitcher is Bieber. Then behind the dish, it's Vasquez. First base, Rowdy Tellez. Second base, LeMahieu. Third base is Hanser Alberto. Shortstop, Francisco Lindor. In left, it's Santander. And center, it would be Kevin Kiermaier. Victor Reyes had a better fielding percentage, but Kiermaier is a stud, so can't argue with that. In right field, it's Alex Verdugo. And then what do we got? Silver Slugger. DH is Alvarez. Catcher is Mitch Garver. Solid year there. Abreu gets it at first base. Jonathan Villar at second. Anthony Rendon at third. Bogart, solid year for him at shortstop. Eloy Jimenez gets it in left. Trout in center. And Mitch Haniger in right field gets the Silver Slugger. In the National League, MVP goes to Ronald Acuna. Cy Young to Max Scherzer, another one for him. Reliever of the year goes to Scott Oberg. Rookie of the year, Dom T. Williams. I think that's how you pronounce that name, but what the hell is that? Christian Yelich, Hank Aaron Award. Musgrove with a Gold Glove. Alfaro behind the dish. Freddie Freeman at first. Albies at second. Third base, Brian Anderson. Shortstop, Miguel Rojas. Corey Dickerson in left. That's kind of a surprise to me. Acuna in center. And Mookie Betts in right. There's a shocker. Silver Slugger, pitcher is Kyle Hendricks. Who cares? Wilson Ramos gets it for catcher. First base goes to Pete Alonso. Mike Moustakas at second base, 35 home runs, impressive. Good year for Chris Bryant. Trevor Story gets it for the shortstop. And then in outfield, it's Acuna, Betts, and Yelich. Not really a surprise there. That's going to move us to the offseason, so we'll simulate through the playoffs as the Angels are the surprise of baseball for sure as they take down the Nationals to win it all this year. And let's move on here. We have to re-sign a coach, apparently, and let's look at who's retiring. What the hell? Miguel Cabrera, because of his ability? Are you kidding me? He had a tremendous year. Now, granted, his overall had started to kind of dip or whatever, but what? I want to know, anybody else done a simulation in MLB The Show and got that result? where he retired after the first season, regardless of how well he performed. I just don't understand that. He does get into the Hall, 3,010 hits for the career, one shy of 500, and 314 lifetime batting average. I'm just pissed off now, but guys, that's going to do it for this episode. Drop a like, subscribe, comment below. Next episode, we'll see all the off-season acquisitions, and we'll see you all next time.